Hello, everybody, and welcome to Think Sarah. I really am excited to start this YouTube channel where I can truly honor and support you, caregivers. So if you care for somebody in your home, or you go and help out a loved one or a friend, or if this is your profession, you're in the right spot. I'm about to introduce you to an amazing woman named Charlotte. She has such a depth and breadth of caregiving, whether it be caregiving for loved ones or caregiving as a profession. I can't even begin to scratch the surface of her knowledge. I was so honored to sit down with Charlotte just a little bit ago and interview her and learn all about her. Now, again, just the beginning of her story. So if you see something or hear something and you're like, I want to learn more about that, by all means, comment below and let us know. So please enjoy. I broke up our interview into about 15-minute chunks to try to keep the meat in the middle theme respected. So there's spots where it's broken up. Just know that after the series is done, I'm going to play the entire series in one long video for you. So I hope you enjoy her. I hope you fall in love with her like I have and just see the heart that she has. Her story is fascinating. Her knowledge is vast. And again, if you want to know more, mention it down below. Ask her questions. She's more than willing to answer them. And if we get enough questions, I'll bring her on back. All right, guys, I hope you enjoy. This is both of our first interviews, so I hope you like it. Think Sarah is a community and a support network for people who care for others, whether they are loved ones, clients, or residents. Welcome to Think Sarah's Meet in the Middle. Hello, everybody. This is Meet in the Middle, and I am Sarah, and I'm here with my wonderful guest, Charlotte Plotsky. And she is an amazing caregiver of people in her family and also a licensed practical nurse and has much experience working in long-term care, both with adults with special needs, with people who are in a lower form of long-term care that don't need as much, along with an extensive history in home health care and nursing home care. She's even worked in hospitals. So her knowledge is vast, and we're not going to be able to touch half of it today. But we're going to do our best to get to know Charlotte.
Yes.
And if you guys hear anything that we're talking about, you want to hear more about it, please comment, let us know, and maybe I can convince Charlotte to come back.
Sure.
Charlotte, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
What a blessing for you to be here. So you are a caregiver at heart, and that's what I think draws me to you. Full disclosure, we are family through marriage.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that's why I love you. I love you for many other reasons. When you're not working, when you are on your off time, what do you do? What do you fill your time with?
Cooking and reorganizing.
Okay.
I love to cook and come up with new recipes or tweak some old ones, and definitely rearranging. Like I'll rearrange a room and then next day I'll be like, oh, I don't like it this way, and totally change it around again. So it's kind of a release and relaxation for me.
It gives you a place to like go and just take a deep breath after a long day.
A little decompression for me, for sure.
Your own little nest.
Yes.
And what about recipes? What is your favorite go-tos?
So being Italian, of course, I love anything Italian. But lately I've been on an Asian food kick. Like I've been trying to I made my own homemade wonton soup a few weeks ago. I've been doing a lot of pho. I can never say that word. I apologize. Different things like that, just different noodle meals, and so that's kind of my new obsession is with doing Asian inspired meals now.
I love it. Well, we're gonna have to do dinner soon.
For sure.
Definitely. I'll bring the cannolis.
Sounds good.
So today we're talking about caregiving for loved ones, and you have quite the extensive background in caring for loved ones. How would you define the word caregiver?
Just that. You have to care and you have to give. So those words combined, you're getting caregiver. So you definitely have to, this isn't just a job for anybody. You have to really want this. You have to be dedicated to it, because at times it can be definitely physically and mentally draining, whether it's a family member or if you're in a different settings, a nursing home, hospital, anything like that.
Yeah.
So,
And we had talked earlier, and you had mentioned the word responsibility. Is that something that's very strong in caring for a loved one?
for sure. I think you have to have a lot of responsibility, because sometimes you have somebody's life in your hands.
Yeah.
And not even being from the nursing aspect, but making sure that they're taking their medication, making sure that they're safe in their home. Because if any of those things are off, it could definitely be a life-threatening situation if they're not taking their medicine, or if they have a fall because they had rugs down and shouldn't have, or, just trip hazards or things like that.
Yeah. And that's something maybe we should have you back about talking about the safety aspect of caregiving. There is this background that you have in regards to working professionally too in multiple facets of long-term care. Would you define the word caregiving something different, or would you hold a different definition for caregiving in those professional parts of
I
it?
think it would still be the same no matter what background. Like, I've done direct care, I've done private duty care, I've done nursing home, hospitals, rehabs, psych, and you're still having to care for them, even if the background setting is a little bit different.
Yeah.
You still have to find a way to caregive for that setting,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. Even if it's a little bit different, even if you're going from, a client who might be in the psych aspect of it, you just have to find ways around it. You have to find ways to care, but still give, and just kind of form yourself to what you know, or find a way to kind of work that situation, if that makes sense.
Yep. Go back to your very first caregiving experience, before you even knew what caregiving meant. Who is that person that you first cared for? And you don't have to share a name if you don't want to, but who was that person to you?
That would have been my grandmother, my mom's mom. She was this very feisty Italian lady in the kitchen every day cooking meals. It was funny because she was just this strong lady, and then my grandfather was like totally opposite. Like, he was just kind of like, okay, and just very meek and quiet, and my grandmother was just super strong. She'd get her point across. So once she ended up getting sick, she ended up having breast cancer. So once that happened, and just seeing her slow down, and she was young. She was in her early 70s.
Wow.
When that happened. So seeing her go from this feisty Italian lady who was always about her family and cooking, to now needing families to help care for her. It does have a play on your mental a little bit, because you see this person you've admired and they've been so strong, and now they're kind of meek and they need this help.
Yeah.
So
Almost like they're looking for that strength.
yes.
And so what kind of care were you providing to your grandmother?
We would help to clean her home. We would cook for her. My mom, we would go over there, just spend time with her, bathe her if she needed it, and things like that. Unfortunately, she was further along than we knew, so we didn't get much time with her after we found out, and she was, still feisty till the end.
That's good though.
Yes, she fought.
Yes. How did it make you feel? You kind of touched on that, providing this care for someone.
Physically and mentally, it can be exhausting, but you have to find ways to release that. To see a family member, especially, that you have to care for, from seeing this strong person now needing so much help, it's kind of like, well, why did this happen?
Yeah.
Not that it's fair to happen to anybody, don't get me wrong, but when you're so close to somebody and you're seeing it firsthand, it definitely can drain you mentally to know that, but then at the same time, when you're the one that's being able to do the caregiving and you know you can help them and make things even in their last moments a little bit better, it's a good feeling to be able to do that.
And I'm sure she appreciated the fact that you and your mother, who loved her dearly, took care of her instead of somebody that she didn't know in those moments.
For sure.
Yeah. Oh, how wonderful, though.
Yes.
So, ballpark figure. Hardest question of the day. How many people have you cared for in your loved one circle, family, friends?
I want to say probably almost around 10, like 8 to 10, I would say.
That's a lot. That's a lot of people.
Yes, over many years,
But the thing is, too, is a lot of these people required many years of care.
Yes.
So,
yes.
I mean, like, this has been a lifelong...
It has been. Like, my grandmother, she passed when I was 19, so that was many, many years ago. And then since then, it's, even slightest things, just helping somebody because they need to go to the grocery store, or med reminders. There's something for quite a few people in my life that I'm still, and there's a few people right now, there's multiple family members that I'm helping to be caregiver for at this current moment, as well as working full time. So it's a lot.
Yes. It's your heart, though. It really is.
It is, because I don't feel like I would want anybody else to do it, because I feel like they're not going to do how I do. And that's not to say there aren't great caregivers out there, but as a person what you want for them, for family members, or even just in other roles where it wasn't a family member, it was a client, a resident, a patient. I always think of them as family and still provide that care as if it was my uncle, my grandmother, my aunt, sibling, anything like that.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. So, in those 8 to 10 people, have you ever had the experience or the pleasure to care for somebody while they were living with you?
My other grandmother, my dad's mom, she actually lived with us for a while, or lived with my dad, and then I ended up moving back in to help him because he didn't want to see his mom naked when it came time to bathe her.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that.
So, yeah, she was 99 or 98 when she moved back in with them. She had a fall, had dementia, and it kind of snowballed from there. But she did live with us for her last couple years. Wow. So,
does it make it easier or more difficult having a loved one living with you?
I think it's a little bit easier in a way, just because for her, she had some falls. So had she not been with us, and she was at home on her own, there's no telling what would have happened. Yeah. So it does make it a little bit easier, a little more accessible when they do live with you, that you are right there if something happens.
That's awesome. And it's good to know that, too. Yeah. Because they can call for help, and they may not know how to call for help if they're living alone. What did a day in the life look like when you were caring for your grandmother and she was living with you and working? And I would assume you had your son at that point as well?
Yes. Yeah, he was younger when my grandmother was still alive. So he needed, a lot of attention, being, school-age child in elementary school. And then it's a lot because you still have to go to work. You still have family to provide for. You still have bills to pay. So sometimes you're not getting sleep. Because in my grandmother's situation, she had dementia. So a lot of her activity was at night.
Oh,
so, she's roaming the house, or she's coming in, well, why is everybody asleep? And you're trying to explain, like, it's nighttime, you have to be asleep. So there are some days where you didn't get any sleep because, you're caring for somebody, or if they're in pain or things like that, just trying to calm them down and get them back on a schedule per se. So there's been plenty of days you go to work, you come home, you take care of family, you don't get any sleep, and you still go back to work and do it all over the next day.
Oh, God bless you, Charlotte. Oh, my goodness. Was Charlotte not incredible? Oh, my goodness. And this is just the beginning. I'm trying to respect people's time, and that's why I meet in the middle. The videos are only going to be about 15 minutes long at the longest. Now, if you guys want me to do long form and that's your choice, then let me know and I will do long form. So let me know what you think. Please give me some advice because this is my first interview and I really had a lot of fun with it. So Charlotte is just beginning her story. We still have 2 more videos on her taking care of her loved ones, and then we move into professionalism and working in different fields. The cool thing is, throughout this entire interview, Charlotte gave bits and pieces of priceless advice and some really good things that you can try. So stick around. I will give the next video to you next week. All right, blessings. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye for now.